What a wonderful weather to ride some kind of a snowmobile, isn't it? Let's go! Hi guys, as usually it's me, just a voiceover, and you're watching review machines. Today we have for review the newest models of motordogs, which are called Sharmax. We almost haven't had any snow this season, but this model became quite popular, and there were many discussions about it in the internet. It was interesting for us to make a review such popular machines, and here they are, 3 models of the newest motordogs Sharmax. There are several reviews on YouTube, but I still haven't seen any real tests. But I think the most interesting thing is to make practical tests in tough conditions. In fact, it may be harmful for the machines to ride them without snow. That is why there are no any tests on YouTube. But we decided to sacrifice these 3 models, and we'll do the toughest tests today on a dry ground. But first of all, let's look closer at the construction of these vehicles. And we begin with a cold start. This model with a track 500mm width and 1450mm length. This one 380mm width and 1250mm length. The next one is the biggest, 650mm width track and 1450mm length. Well, now let's move to the open space to look at them closer. Okay, we have here motordogs Sharmax. They are produced in Russia, and firstly a few words about the design. The whole look, the paint, the build quality, everything seems to be alright. There are 3 colors, black, white and blue. The engine cover is metal, unlike plastic on many other motordogs. The frame is made of a solid metal plates, 5mm width. It's better than a welded frame. The tracks are standard, like on many other similar vehicles. 2 smaller models have a solid track, and the biggest has a double track. Let's dismantle the covers to look what we have inside. All of the models are equipped with Sharmax engines that are made in China. As the manufacturer says, it's analog of Honda GX. The smallest model is equipped with 6.5 HP engine, and there is a reducer as a transmission here. 500 model has 15 HP engine and CVT transmission. The biggest one has 18 HP engine and CVT transmission also. The variator is mounted on a single bracket, so it's easy to change the belt. Let's get it started to see how the variator works. Now some more details of the construction. The tension of the chain on the smallest model is adjusted by moving the engine. On other models it's adjusted by moving the variator. Also there is a front power bumper and a big handle. There are rubber spacers between the engine and the frame to reduce vibrations. The platform is covered by pleasant to touch material, and all the models have reliable hitches. As to the handlebar, it's simple and standard. There is a throttle, some light buttons and USB and 12-volt socket. And now I think it's high time to move to the practice. Frankly speaking, we wanted to make this video in winter on snow, but we haven't had any snow this winter, so we decided to make it right now, on the ground. Of course, it's better to ride any motordog on snow, but in fact, any motordog can be considered as all-season transport, and we will try to make the best of these machines in such conditions. There are even special sleds with wheels for summer use, but we don't have them, and we will ride on winter sleds. First impressions are quite good. Motordogs can work quite well, even without snow, and without wheeled sleds. The engines are quite powerful and have a good torque. Both versions, with reducer and variator, show us a decent performance, but to my mind the motordog with the reducer is not so fast. On a flat ground it's very easy to handle the machine, but if there are some hummocks, you should be more careful not to fall from the sled. But if you want to make a turn, it's quite tough to do on the ground without snow, so the turning radius is quite large. In this way it's much easier and faster to turn it manually, and then proceed your moving. Either you may try to make some kind of drifting. It's not so easy, but there is a lot of fun in it. Actually, even without snow we enjoyed this riding. But let's move to the practical tests. Firstly, it's interesting to know what maximum speed we can reach. We'll try it on 500 model. In this way we could reach 35 km per hour, but in fact maximum speed on snow would be much faster. Now let's see how powerful our motordog is, and we try to tow a truck. It's slightly lacking in traction, but if load the machine with additional weight, it copes with it. Guys, if you saw some other our videos, you may guess that it wouldn't be enough for us to ride just on a flat ground. Of course, we can't do without some off-roading. Let's move to the nearest forest in search of new adventures. And we were greatly surprised to find some snow in the forest. Well, it's good, but on the other hand, the road here is quite rough, and it may be a hard task for an inexperienced rider to move here on a motordog. That is why we let our most experienced rider to show off the performance of the motordog in such conditions. Here he is, meet Генри.
Блин, знал бы, причесался! Ну что, поехали!
And as a matter of fact, the motordog is significantly faster on snow, and besides it consumes less fuel. Speaking about the fuel consumption, the smallest model takes about 1.5 liters of gas per hour, and the largest model with 18 HP engine takes 2.4 liters per hour. After some time of riding on such rough terrain, it's getting clear for us, it's necessary to move slow and carefully here, cause sometimes it's very tough to handle the machine in such conditions.
Она работает!
Fortunately, both the rider and the machine didn't have any damage, and it's high time to speak about the prices. The smallest model, Sharmax 380 with 6.5 HP engine, costs about $800. Sharmax 500 costs $1,200. And the biggest model with 18 HP engine costs $1,400. Well guys, let's call it a day. Stay healthy and take better care of yourself. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. Stay with us, it will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.